How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. What's your name and badge number?
Officer Tylan 102.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Susan Bassey.
Oh, it's nice to meet you. I've heard you.
You have? Well, you'll probably be on my YouTube channel today.
Not a problem.
So how long have you been with the department?
About 4.5 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. You know what you're doing right now?
This is Susan Bassey. For those who question the impact of our work, let's start with this police officer. She didn't flinch when she was being recorded, asked for her name and badge number, and was not bothered at the thought of ending up on social media. This is a very different look than the police officers from the same department that we met in front of the Apple store 4 years earlier, where the officers were clearly acting with bias and not following their training. In early 2000, police officers from this department were caught up in investigations and prosecutions related to their role in a traffic ticket fixing scheme involving sports celebrities and a local judge. Now, with cameras, public records, support from the public, we are investigating the role police officers play when they take reports and are witnesses in connection with high-asset divorce and child custody cases. Public records related to police officer training and certification in the state of California are held at a state agency known as Post. And despite California having a law related to the public right to know about police misconduct records, we find those records from the local departments where police officers are employed are often difficult to get, especially when city attorneys and county attorneys get involved in making objections and concealing those records from the public.
Hi. I need to do a quick records request.
Okay. For what type of records are you looking for?
I need a couple police records, and then I need records related to some contracts that you guys have given to the nonprofit Next Door Solutions.
Okay. Okay.
I need all the calls for service from 2019 until now.
Yeah. DV, child. So you said DV.
Domestic disturbance, they'll usually respond under that and then find out that it's something more.
Okay.
So I'd like the calls for service on that. And the other thing is, if the city keeps statistics on crime related, want that.
Yeah, that's. I believe it's all reported to the state. So the state, could access it through the state as well.
Oh, but not here?
No, I'll see if I don't know if they do it here or not, but I'll double check.
Okay. So yeah, and I
I'll
just
put it in
really
there.
need the updated roster because I'm looking at everybody's post training. So when I get the rosters, I'm also doing a request to the state level for the post training.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
As luck would have it, while we were investigating police officer training based on public records and information that we had in connection with their testimony in divorce and custody cases, we happened to run into a county fire department training in Los Gatos, where they didn't seem to mind us recording or asking any questions about their training.
Do you guys bring the showers out here too or just
We
it's
had
just
an actual event. We have pools that we set up for decon and stuff.
so you show them how to decontaminate
Yes,
and
we
everything?
have a full decon corridor. It's made by Zoomro. It's inflatable.
Okay.
And it's got 3 pools in it with showers. We hook it up to a hydrant or to the engine. And then we have people with scrub brushes and like the decon solution, whether it's bleach and water, soap and water. So our hazmat tech specs, or their tech refs, technical specialists,
Yes.
they research all the chemicals. They find out what.
So they know what to stop,
Yes.
what to use. Because sometimes it's you don't want to put water, you
Yes,
need to do something else.
exactly.
So
we'll neutralize it or just stop the process. So we got to get them out of their suits. So we'll get them through that decon process, and then we'll recheck it, and then we got to collect the water if it's contaminated as well. So we'll put that in
Oh, right.
bladders,
I
and then
forgot
we'll have
about
to
that.
call
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
hazardous waste disposal and stuff like that. We'll put stuff over the drains so it doesn't go into the creeks and stuff like that.
Good point.
So there's
Good
like
point.
a whole
Good point.
There's a whole list of things that we have to do and checklist for that.
Well, and that's what, doctors, it's the chain of, like, when you're going into surgery, there's a chain of you do this to keep people from getting infection.
Everyone has training specialized in hazmat, whether it's technical specialist or a specialist.
Every firefighter does?
No. Everyone that's assigned to these units.
Okay, and what is your job? You're out of Los Altos.
I'm out of Cupertino.
Okay, Cupertino.
For Santa Clara County Fire.
But you're in that Los Altos district.
Los Altos is in our district, yes.
Okay.
So,
Okay. And are you the trainer for this?
I am the hazmat coordinator.
The hazmat coordinator.
So I manage the hazmat program for Santa Clara County, and then I have a boss who manages me in the program as well.
So do you have any special, like, chemical engineering background,
Yeah,
or?
we take chemistry in our
You do?
in our A week. So there's A, B, C, D, and F and G. So there's 6 weeks of hazmat specialized training that all of these people have to go through to get that state level certification.
So there's a certification.
Yes.
What does fire, post is the training for the state for police officers. What is it for firefighters? Just CAL FIRE?
Yeah, so under CAL FIRE, there is a list of like firefighter 1 requirements.
In response to the high infant mortality rate connected to abandoned babies, California passed a law in the early 2000s about safe surrender of babies to hospitals and fire departments. Voters and lawmakers did not designate police officers and police departments for these safe surrenders, and they mandated that if the child is delivered to these spaces within 72 hours, the parents would be free from criminal prosecution. And that is important to remember when considering who you might just report information to.
And CAL FIRE, I don't know if you read in the paper, they need to hire about 2,500 firefighters. So they're not.
So, and what I'm really looking at is public safety budget overall, because it seems like we're putting too much to policing that is not effectively providing
From
public
Gilroy?
services. Well, I cover the whole state. So I live in Los Gatos now, and I cover the whole state, and I film cops, and I cover the courts, and I cover the lawyers. It's occurred to me, firefighters are mandated reporters.
Yes, we are.
And
So whether it's child, elder.
in California, doctors, nurses, teachers, therapists, firefighters, even the dog catcher and computer technicians are mandated reporters. However, in family court, where attorneys and judges are always talking about the best interests of children, attorneys are not mandated reporters, even when they are court-appointed to act as minors' counsel or attorneys for children during their parents' divorce or custody disputes.
When we make the reports, it goes straight to the county.
So it goes to the DA's office?
I believe so, yeah. So
Okay.
the county gets it. We fill out a form, a special occurrence form, fill out the information. We call the number, submit it. They tell us
That's the
they got it.
mandated reporter
Yes,
process?
yes.
So, okay.
have
So I'm
policy.
trying to compare the difference between how police and fire
Yeah,
would.
I can't even.
Okay, but that's good to know,
Yeah,
because what you just told me are records that I
Yes.
can ask for. So I could say, here's the policy and procedure, because I'm looking at mandated reporters for nurses, teachers, firefighters, and police officers.
After a decade of reporting on both family and criminal courts, it's safe to say the more we see police officers and attorneys involved in divorce and custody cases, the less likely there are going to be positive outcomes for the children at the center of those cases.
Especially if there's a divorce or custody case going on at the time, which always will result in, we call them custodial flips, where the reporting parent usually loses custody. It sounds like fire might be a better way for them to report, because it's all auto. It's like, here's the record, this is what we're doing our job. Whereas police, they decide, are we going to report
Yeah,
it?
we go into people's houses on the daily for different things. And
Yeah.
we see things or things just don't seem right. Not taking care of their mom the way
That's
they
right.
should
So
be,
it's
but
child and adult.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. So I'm just trying to, people don't know where to call. And if
And
you,
that's what it is like, it's a process
yeah,
that is not on the front of people's minds. So
That's
they don't
right.
know how it works. So, like, if the education and putting out the information and how the process works and simplifying it so that people understand, yeah, you can report this. Even though you're not a mandated reporter, if something doesn't seem right,
That's
you can
right.
at least report it, and if there's nothing, there's nothing, Like,
Right,
go
that's
ahead.
right.
Like, that's yeah, at least you know that you saw something that didn't feel right, and then you brought it.
It's
to
better to say something than to not. But again,
But then you have
there's
the
the
other-
problem of calling the police puts people in the court system
So
and
maybe the
arrests,
police
and
is not the
that's
way.
right.
The cozy relationship between police officers, judges, court reporters, divorce attorneys, and court staff make it very difficult for people to get a fair hearing. And the best advice is to stay out of court, because the moment you hire a divorce attorney, it's very much like calling the police, and you're going to go into the system and nothing good ever happens there.
What do nurses do? What do teachers do? And we're seeing teachers, they get blocked by their administrator, going to get, and they don't worry about that with fire. So that's really helpful to me to, kind of process, because I have all these people that come to me and I don't know what to tell them. I see the result when they go to the police, and
The right to record police is absolute, and anybody filing a complaint should record police to compare it with the report that police officer generates. The right to record in public is also absolute, and such recordings may one day be an exhibit in court, even if it makes people working in an Apple store with a glass storefront uncomfortable. In case you missed that, that's an Apple team member who came out to tell me that I can't record or photograph through the glass windows of the Apple store in downtown Los Gatos.
who's we?
Just anybody really from out here. Just wanted to make sure it's
So,
okay.
so wait, I want to educate you.
Well,
You're on a public sidewalk and you have a store.
we'll see when you get inside.
Okay,
If you can stop filming, that'd be great. Thank you.
thank you. I'm filming all from the town outside on the sidewalk.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Susan Bassey.
Oh, it's nice to meet you. I've heard you.
You
heard
have?
the name.
Well, you'll probably be on my YouTube channel today.
Not a problem.
So how long have you been with the department?
About 4.5 years.
Oh, okay. Nice to meet you.